Welcome to my Premier League predictions for Game Week 10. Let's get straight into it then with this Saturday's early match, and that is Leicester versus Arsenal at the King Power. Both teams come into this game on the back of really great results in the league. Obviously, Leicester defeated Brentford away from home, and that, remember, was after they travelled to Eastern Europe to play in Europe a few days before that. Arsenal looked very assured as they made very light work of Aston Villa in the Friday night game last week as they won 3-1. They looked really comfortable doing so. Arsenal now find themselves in a really good position, although in 10th, they're actually just 3 points behind West Ham, who currently sit in 4th place. In fact, so are Leicester, who are 9th. This is a really hard match to call, but I feel like Leicester will just edge this one 2-1. Burnley v Brentford next. Burnley host Brentford and are desperate for a win. They're one of 3 teams who haven't registered a win yet this season, along with Newcastle and Norwich. Beating Burnley at home always used to be a tricky task in the past, but more recently it appears that strength has kind of evaded them a little bit more. Brentford have had a good start to their first Premier League campaign, and they play some really nice football. If both these teams play at their best, Brentford should edge this. However, I feel like Burnley are just going to frustrate Brentford and restrict them going forward, and I think they're going to nick this one 1-0 to get their first win of the season. Liverpool v Brighton now. Brighton conceded 4 against Manchester City last week at home. Nothing wrong with that, really. And arguably faced the best attack in Europe against Liverpool with Mo Salah on fire. Salah, of course, registering a hat-trick against Manchester United as Liverpool defeated their biggest rivals 5-0. Brighton have done amazingly well this season and are clearly coached very well by head coach Graham Potter. However, I feel that Liverpool will overwhelm them and take this one 3-0. It's a bit of tough luck for Brighton just to have those 2 fixtures back to back. Moving on to Man City v Crystal Palace. As I just mentioned, Man City outclassed a very good Brighton team last week, and at home to Palace should see a similar result really. Man City don't concede many and are scoring plenty of goals too. Palace should have beaten Newcastle last week. My team, Benteke, missing at least 2 very good chances to put the game to bed. He will need his shooting boots on this week if Palace are to get anything from this fixture, with chances likely to be at a premium for them. I can only see a very solid home win here, 4-0 to Manchester City. Newcastle United versus Chelsea. Newcastle still under the guidance of interim coach Graham Jones as the hunt for a new manager continues on Tyneside, face top of the table Chelsea, and it's hard to make any case for my team Newcastle to get a result here. Chelsea are top of the league with the tightest defence with only 3 goals conceded. They also have 14 players who have scored at least 1 goal in the league for them this season, and their wing-backs Chilwell and James are frightening. Well, they frighten me. Newcastle haven't won yet this season either, and although I'll be in attendance, I will be going in hope rather than expectation. I think Chelsea will win this one 3-1. Watford v Southampton next. Watford stunned Everton last week, and the Premier League for that matter, by winning 5-2 at Goodison Park. This came a week after losing 5-0 to Liverpool in Claudio Ranieri's first game, so it's really hard to know which Watford are going to show up. Southampton earned a decent draw against Burnley last week, but will be kicking themselves that they didn't win, and they'll view this game as one in which they can take 3 points. This is a match where any score or any outcome wouldn't surprise me at all. But as this is a prediction video and the whole idea is that I guess a scoreline, I'm going to go for 2-1 to Watford. The evening match on Saturday sees Spurs take on Manchester United at Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Both teams had very disappointing losses last week. Both teams will be desperate to get back to winning ways. Spurs, of course, losing 1-0 to a high-flying West Ham side, and Manchester United losing 5-0 at home to Liverpool, which was, let's be honest, very, very funny for everyone watching. And somehow Ole survived it, but this is no easy match for Man United. Spurs will fancy their chances against Manchester United's defence, which was all over the place on Sunday. I think there'll be goals for both teams in this match, and I can see Spurs coming out on top 3-2. And on to Sunday's matches then. Norwich versus Leeds to begin with. Norwich got absolutely hammered by Chelsea last week, 7-0. I don't think Leeds will score that many, but it is a huge game for both teams. Norwich haven't registered a win yet this season, have scored just 2 goals in the league all season, and to be honest, they look very, very poor all round. It's going to be a miracle for them to survive. However, Leeds haven't been pulling up many trees either this season. They've conceded 16 goals and only scored 8. But what an opportunity this is for the McHarrow Road. I think Leeds edge out Norwich 2-1 in this one. And the half-4 game on Sunday sees Aston Villa and West Ham enter the game from very different places. Villa have lost their last 3 league games, including a 3-1 defeat at the Emirates last Friday. West Ham, however, have managed to win 3 games in a week in 3 different competitions and are undefeated in their last 4. Confidence is sky high for the Hammers, and Antonio is doing a great job up front. I think he'll be the key difference maker in a very tight game at Villa Park. I'm going to go for West Ham to win this one 1-0. Monday Night Football brings together 2 teams who are close in the league. However, whereas Wolves are undefeated in their last 4 Premier League matches, Everton have only won 1 of their last 4 matches. Last week saw them humiliated at home to Watford. Momentum seems to be with Wolves in this one, but their draw with lowly Leeds last week and going 2-0 down at Villa before rescuing it with a dramatic late winner the week before that makes me a little bit hesitant to hand this one to Wolves on a plate. Everton will be reeling and have a good side capable of bouncing back. I think this one will end in a 1-1 draw. So there's my predictions for game week 10 in the Premier League. What do you think of my predictions? Do you agree with them? Do you disagree with them? Let me know what your predictions are in the comments below, and I will see you for another video really, really soon.